Welcome to My Body Fits, and in this week's video I'm going to talk about one of the most common concerns amongst women in their 70s. Hi, I'm personal trainer and kettlebell coach Mel Anderson, and I'm here for you if you are approaching, going through or beyond menopause with workouts that just make more sense at this time of life, and every now and then a little bit of something to help you navigate this journey. I recently had a message from a lovely lady saying, Mel, have you got any workouts for 75-year-olds who are reasonably fit? Now, 75-year-olds aren't all the same. So I wanted to talk to this lady a little bit further to find out what exactly she needed for her fitness and what her concerns were. After speaking to her, I thought I'd do a little bit more digging, and I spoke to my mum, some more members of my family and other ladies that I know who are in their 70s, and I also spoke to a lot of my colleagues who work with women in that age range as well. And one thing came up as the most common concern for women in their 70s, and that is balance. Now, understandably, balance is a concern for women in their 70s, but let me tell you, it's not just women in their 70s. I've heard women in their 60s, 50s, 40s and 30s who say that they no longer feel confident with their balance. So whilst this video was made with women in their 70s in mind, you can absolutely benefit from following some of the tips in this if you're in your 30s and upwards. Now, there are countless ways that you can improve your balance, and I'm going to share a handful of them with you today. Everything from super easy and beginner right up to quite advanced. And here's how I want you to use this video. First of all, print off the PDF that goes with this video, and that's going to have all of these exercises listed for you. You're going to start at the beginning with the very first exercise and assess how well you can do that exercise. If it's super easy, you move on, and you keep moving on until you get one that is more challenging. You're going to stay on that version and practice that over and over until you get really good at it, and then you're going to move on to the next one. Now, these exercises can be weaved really easily into everyday life. You can do them while you're standing waiting for the kettle to boil. You can do them while you're cleaning your teeth. You can stand up if you're watching your favourite programme and do a few of them while you're watching TV. You can do them by the bus stop. You can do them at the supermarket. You can do them anywhere. So you don't need to take out specific time out of your day to do them. Load them up on top of things that you are already doing, and that will help you to really improve your balance without any real great effort. Okay, for our first exercise, you want something in front of you, like a block. You can use a yoga block, you can use a book, you can use a block of wood or something like that. We're not going to put any pressure on it, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about how high it is. Don't worry about it if it's going to move. You're simply using it as a guide. I'm going to use quite a thick book here. I think that's probably, let's see. This is quite a nice, hard, thick book. One of my swimming ones. Ooh, I can't get it out. Taking the plunge. Right, I'm going to pop that down there in front of me. Just going to use that as a guide. And you'll see I've got my chair here as well. So if you really don't feel confident with your balance at all at the moment, start off with holding the chair and I'll show you how to progress. So first exercise, really nice and simple. Hand on there, making yourself feel really nice and safe. And you're going to, first of all, we've got our feet about hip width apart. Now I'm going to transfer the weight into my left foot. So I'm balancing on my left foot. I'm going to bring my right foot up, so I'm up on my toe, my heel is up, so I'm already taking all of the weight out of this foot here, and I'm simply going to lift that up and tap that book in front and then come back to the start. Going to tap and back to the start, and let's do that about, 8 or 10 times maybe. I'm not counting because I'm talking. I'm the worst at counting if I'm talking too much, but we'll try and figure it out. We'll try and figure it out about 8 or 10 times. So I'm just literally lifting, and I'm using my arm and the chair to help me feel safe and secure, and all my weight is in my right foot. I reckon that is around about 8 or 10. I'm going to just shake that out. You can twist the chair around to this side, or you can just turn around like this if you want to. I'm just going to stay holding on to this side. So this time round, I'm transferring all the way into my right foot. so that I can lift that foot up straight away, keeping my toe sort of contacted, my left toe contacted with the floor, but my heel is up ready to move. And I've got all my weight here on the chair to make me feel safe and secure while I start trying this movement. And again, and the distance, I don't even know actually if you can see that book there in the video, but the distance of that book is literally just as far as it needs to be for me to almost fully extend my leg. And all I'm doing is lifting my foot up and down, transferring it from one spot to the other with all the weight on this side. So this is just giving me that first feeling, that first sense of the fact that this leg can carry me all on its own with a little bit of assistance just now. I reckon that's about 8 or 10, don't you? I reckon. Good. Hands off, shake it out. Right, now, what we want to do now is we want to take some of that safety net, if you like, away, okay? So once you've done that, and on the PDF, I've got how many you should try to do to feel safe and ready to move on to the next exercise. So we're going to do the same exercise, but this time round, instead of holding onto that chair, so I was really like, a lot of my weight was on that chair on the first time. What I'm now going to do is I'm just going to place my fingers, and they're just resting on that chair. I'm going to move myself a little bit further here. Just resting my fingertips. Now, the purpose of that is not to put my weight on it. It's simply to tell my brain it's there if I need it. That's it. I'm not using that to lean. I'm just using it to let myself know if I do suddenly feel like I'm going to go, it's there for me, okay? So fingertips, so all the way into, so my left hand is on the chair, all the way into my left leg. Again, I'm going to start to take that right leg up. I want to stand up really nice and tall. When I think about my middle here as well, think about that, you know, slightly activating around the middle, so that this is helping me to balance as well. And my foot, I want it to be nice and flat and equally contacting the floor from the toe to the heel. So again, fingertips on the chair, and then I'm just going to gently point my toe out, tap the book and come back again. Tap the book and back again. Tap the book and back again. Now, every now and then I'm looking down, but what I really want to do is I want to stay looking ahead and use the sensations, use the feelings rather than my eyes to look where my toes going. And again, that book is just about as far as it needs to be for me to almost fully extend my leg. Good, that feels good. So every now and then I can feel myself slightly leaning into my fingertips. When I feel that, I want to gently push myself away, almost taking my fingertips off for a minute, just to show myself this one's got me. This is doing all the work here. This here is doing all the work. I'm relaxed. Slight tension here. Slight activation here. That's way more than 10, isn't it? Okay, so for this one, I am going to move my chair to this side because I want my brain to know that if I do suddenly feel unstable, I've got that to fall into, okay? Also, make sure if you are using a chair, make sure it's on a mat or a steady surface. Make sure it's not on a wooden floor where it's going to slide along. So if you do suddenly kind of lean into it, it's really safe and sturdy. You can put it up against the wall like that. So that way, that's not really going to go anywhere, okay? Right, put it back here. So I'm going to move this a little bit over here. Fingertips. So I'm going to transfer all my weight to my right side. I'm going to make sure that the contact with the floor with my foot is equal from toe to heel. So I'm not leaning too far forward. I'm not leaning too far back. It's really nice and level throughout my foot. Fingertips on there. And then I'm just going to go forwards and back again. Forwards and back. So if you do this in the bathroom while you're cleaning your teeth, hold on to the sink like this and then do left side while you clean your bottom teeth and do right side as you're cleaning your top teeth. Good. And you can do that with all of these exercises. Da, 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 da. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Okay, so if you do the required number on here and you feel pretty safe and pretty secure, we're just going to take that to the next level, and we're just going to take everything away. So my hands are just going to be by my side. I'm going to roll my shoulders so I'm nice and relaxed. I'm going to stand up nice and tall, and I'm going to transfer the weight into the left foot equally across the foot, and then I'm just going to lift and bring that foot back, and I'm bringing it back to my toe. So I'm not fully planting that foot back down again. I'm just bringing it back to my toe. So all the weight remains in this leg. That's the phone. I'm not going to stop it though. I'm going to carry on recording. I don't know if you heard that or not. Good. And then you can really start to slow that down. Really, really slow that down to give yourself a little bit more challenge. The slower we do things, the more challenge. Good. That feels good. Shaking it out. Going to change over to my right foot. So transferring all the weight into my right foot. Bringing my left foot up to the toe. Rolling my shoulder back, staying nice and relaxed. But, activating here. So I'm not slumping forward. I'm thinking about pulling my my abs in a little bit, pulling my belly button in so that this is all working. This really helps me balance. So I'm into my right foot, weights into my right foot, up on the toe, forward and back. Here we go. Now this looks so simple, but if you've really lost your confidence with your balance, this will feel really challenging. So keep going with this one until it feels really good. Good. And then again, you can slow this one right down. Slow it right down. Whew. Now, when you progress onto this one, if you want to still have something by your side so that, maybe like stand really close to the wall so that if you did, you did suddenly feel like you suddenly lost your balance, you could lean on the wall. So if you've got your weight in the right side, stand with the wall close to your right side, and vice versa. Good. Excellent. Shake it out. And we can take this one step further to slightly more advanced. So from here, standing up nice and tall, thinking about activating here, shoulders are down. Now I'm going to take my arms out to the side. Okay, so which side did I just do? I did my left side. So I'm going to transfer all the weight into my right side. And I'm going to do that by just lifting this foot up onto the toe and telling this leg that it's got me here. Arms out to the side. And again. And I'm going to try and do this really nice and slowly. So really telling my brain, look how good I am at balancing. Balancing is like a lot to do with confidence as well, right? If you've had a fall, if you've fallen and injured yourself, we suddenly start to really think about it and we start to really overthink. You've got to get that confidence back as well as the strength and the ability to balance. Ooh, look at that. Good. Get a nice little bit of mobility in the legs and hips here as well. Good. Shake it out. And then we're just going to go on to the other side. Now, when I've given you the levels to try out, I'm giving you a specific number to do. This may not be that number. If you know me by now, you know that my counting skills are not the best. Let's go arms out, weight into the left side, up onto the toe on the right side. And again, really nice and slow. Tap back, tap forward. Good. Tap that book. Tap back to the centre. Good. Doing well. Okay, that's exercise number 1. Loads of different versions. Okay, exercise number 2. Now, if you think about what we were doing there, moving this backwards and forwards, that movement is no different to walking, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that book out of the way. Just slide that over there out of the way. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to walk on the spot. Using our hands, so preferably the hands come up to the opposite knee. Does that make sense here? Yeah. So as my left knee comes up, my right hand goes up. So just what you just march on the spot like that, just for the moment. So effectively what we're doing here is we are transferring the weight from one side of our body to the other. We want to stand up nice and tall. We want to have our shoulders relaxed, and we want to pump those arms with the walking motion. Now, in order to improve our balance skill with walking, all we do is we slow that walking motion down. So we're almost doing it slow motion. Again, if you feel like you need that safety aspect, have a chair next to you or do this by the wall and try and stay here in time with me. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're just effectively slowing it all the way down so that we are spending longer and longer on one foot. You can even start to count these now. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How slow can you go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more on the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. That's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3, and probably the most challenging one of all, and one to really build up to, is we are going to stand on one leg, but we're going to move our body away from that leg in both directions to really challenge that leg to hold us up. So again, I'm going to use my chair to start with. We'll do maybe 3 different versions of this. So the first thing I want you to do is place your hands on the back of the chair where you can kind of really grip, and then step back, and I want you to find the position where, if you are hinging your hips back like this, the furthest away you need to be to hold on to that chair like this, okay? So that's my kind of position there. Okay, so from here, we are going to, the same principle, we're going to load the weight onto one foot. I'm loading the weight onto my left foot to start with. I'm going to push my hips back. So my right foot is still on the floor, so I'm still safe. I'm still feeling steady. So I'm going to push my hips back, and I'm going to lean forward and grab hold of that chair so I know I'm really, really safe. And as I've got hold of that, I'm now going to take the right foot right off the floor, and then I'm going to think about pushing my heel away, keeping a soft knee. Don't fully stretch out or extend that knee. So I'm holding on here, and I know I'm safe. And then I'm going to bring that knee slowly back to the start, and then stand up. Foot is contacting the floor, so my right foot is contacting the floor. Hips go back, hands on there. As soon as I've got hold of that and I know that's keeping me safe, I'm picking up the foot and pushing the heel away, bringing that heel back. As soon as that contacts the floor, let go of the chair and stand up. Let's do 2 more of those. Hips back, grab hold of the chair. As soon as I've grabbed hold of that chair, take that foot off of the floor. Heel goes back. Back I come, toe to the floor, let go, stand up. Let's do it one more time. Hips go back. Hands, toe off the floor. And back. As soon as my foot makes contact, so I'm putting the weight back into that side, stand up. Shake that out. Let's go on the other side. So this time I'm putting all the weight into my right foot. I'm going to hinge my hips back. So weight into my right foot, lifting, kind of almost lifting all that weight out of the left side, but keeping the toe contact with the floor so that I'm telling my brain that I'm safe, it's okay. Pushing the hips back, hands on the back of the chair. As soon as I've got a grip on that, lifting the left foot up, and I'm pushing the heel away. Pushing the heel away kind of activates all the muscles in my legs there as well, so it helps me to stay very strong and balanced. As soon as the foot comes back here, I'm standing up. Good, hips go back, hands on the back of the chair. Again, just as a reminder, make sure the chair is really, really steady. Preferably push it up against the wall so it can't go anywhere. Hips go back, hands on the chair, grab hold, heel away. The foot comes back, I'm safe, let go, stand up. Let's go one more. I'm not sure if that's more or less than the other side. Totally lost count again, as always. Hands on the back of the chair. Lift up. Heel goes back. And back we go. Foot makes contact. Let go. Stand up. So we can do exactly the same as we did with the first couple of exercises, where we now use just the fingertips. So I'm going to bring myself back a little bit further. And as I go back, I'm going to just test that my fingertips reach here. Okay, so same principle. Which one did I start with? Let's go weight into the right foot. Wiggle around, feel what feels good here. A little bit of activation here so I feel nice and strong. Taking the weight out of that left foot, and then I'm going to send the leg back and the arms forward. So I'm very, oh, my chair's in the way. Oh dear. Hang on, you get out the way there. Right. So from here, let's start again. I think I need to be further back here. So the hips go back, weights into my right foot, left foot is up on the toe. I lift my left foot up. So all the weight's in my right foot now, forwards, and it's just fingertips now. And then back again with control. Tap that foot here. And then forwards we go again. Heel away. And back. You can see I'm starting to wobble now. So I'm really challenged. So really work up to this one. Don't dive straight in with this one. This is something to work up to. And you might not want to do this one at the queue in Asda. I don't think the lady in front or the man behind would be happy. But then again, who cares? Be a bit wild. Do something crazy. Good. You might embarrass your kids or your grandkids or someone else. Let's go on the other side. So you really want to shake out after this. There's quite a lot of work going on in these legs here. So we're strengthening our legs up at the same time as practicing our balance here. Double, bonus. So weight is into the left foot. I've got my right toe, heel lifted. I'm going to activate that move. Hands come out. Just literally fingertips. Look, I'm not holding on. They're just there to tell my brain that if I need to, I can grab hold. Good. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do this one at the bus stop either. Maybe like in the bathroom, or you can use your counter in the kitchen, your breakfast bar, your worktop. If you've got a heavy dining room table, you could use that. Anything that is really solid and really stable and that's not going to move out of the way, that you can, if you need to, grab hold of like that. Okay, grabbing hold of that actually then made me less stable. Okay, good. Okay, then finally, really advanced version, we're going to take that chair away. Now, again, you might want to, when I teach this in classes, for the ladies that are really progressing towards this level, I get them to stand near a wall. So again, if they feel like they need to, they can just put their hand out on the wall for stability. So just while you're practicing and while you're learning, I'm going to get that right out the way there. Okay, so here we go. No hands, no chair, but I've got the wall there if I need it, okay? I'm just going to move this mat a little bit further in as well. Okay, so standing up nice and tall, my feet are about hip width apart. Little bit of kind of active tension around here, thinking about pulling my belly button in, but relaxing my shoulders. Transferring the weight into the left side, heel comes up on the right side, and then I'm going to make this move. Oh, see now? Not so good. Here we go. So I'm pushing the heel away, hands out in front. Bringing it back, resting my toe so that I'm kind of, I'm having a little break in between, resetting every time. Heel goes away, arms out in front. And back again. Now, if the arms out in front feels a little bit of a step too far straight away, try this. Heel away and just let those arms drop beneath you. We're not doing anything with them, we're just letting them drop. And then back again. So remember, I've got the wall really close by. So if I feel like I need it, if I feel, whoa, I'm going, I've got the wall there to hold me. And then I can put my fingertips, I can rebalance and come back up again. And then I'm going to turn around this way so that this hand is close to the wall if I need it. So from here, up nice and tall to start with, thinking about activating my core, shoulders are relaxed, transferring the weight into my right foot, heel comes up on the left, and I'm going to make that move, heel away. So arms down to start with. Now look at that ankle wiggling around. The more you do this, the more strong and stable your ankles will become. Arms are down. And again, if I need it, that wall is there at any time. If you want to go for the slightly more advanced version, heel away. Arms out in front. Back to the start. Let's do one more of those advanced ones. Heel away. And now, see what I wanted the wall then. And back again. That's the final exercise. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video about balance. I hope that you can improve your balance and feel a lot more confident. Drop down in the comments now. Let me know how you get on. Let me know what level you're at. Let me know if you have tried this and if it has improved your balance or at least improved your confidence that you can balance. And let me know if there's anything else that you want me to do a video about. I will see you next week.